appreciate you guys taking the time last week to watch my video. It means the world to me. I love DJing. It's my passion. I've been doing this for 8 years, all across the Pacific Northwest. I've played along acts such as Zomboy, Getter, Nightmare, Ghastly. So that's why I want to be able to teach you guys today how to DJ like a pro. It took me 5 years to learn it, and I'm going to teach you today in just a few minutes. To start, this is going to be your play button. This will be where you start and end tracks. If you hit this button, it will start the song and it will stop the song. This is your cue button. This is where you begin to start to cue up on a song. If you have a song on your right deck playing and you have a song you want to bring in on your left deck, you will begin to cue up like this and count along to the beats. You'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4. And then on the first beat of the downbeat, you'll hit play. From there, up here we have a bit of a search function which allows you to go back and forth in your current song that's playing. This is track selection to jump to and back from a song. You can go to your next song, you can go to the end of a song. This is going to be your direction if you want to change the song around and play it in reverse. This is going to be your loop section. This is how you loop any of your songs from the middle. If you want to loop up a vocal phrase and then bring it into a drop, use these right here. So you'll in to start the loop, and then you hit out to end the loop. Alright, and this is going to be where you basically can control anything within your DJ deck. You can go into your browser lists to choose if you want to sort by artists, by albums, by track, by key. You can put your songs into a playlist, which is how I like to stay organized. I have my tracks organized typically by set or by year. And then this is the history of what you've DJ'd. And this is how you would search for a certain song or a certain artist. Down to USB, so that USB allows us to play off the current USB that is plugged in. If you don't have a XDJ or a CDJ which allows you to play off of USBs, you can use your computer and plug in directly. Right here is going to be your tempo bar. This is going to allow you to bring any song that is on your left or on your right side up to the current speed of your next track you're bringing it up to. So if your right song is playing at 128, what you're going to want to do is bring your BPM of this song, my current BPMs that I'm playing at. So what we will do is we will drag our bar up to 128. Most house music is played at 128 beats per minute. So now that that song is at 128, we're going to do the same thing on this side, bring them up to the exact same side, 128. And what we can do here is we can actually play both of these songs at the same time. I'm going to show you how to use your loop feature. When we loop this, as you can see, trap and house works really well together. So from here, we're going to talk a little bit more about the XDJ over here. We have our tempo right here. This allows your current song on your deck to be the song that controls the overall tempo of your mix. That is your tempo adjust bar. If you click this, you will be able to go wider in your tempo bar. So you'll see that as I click that, I can go even wider. I can go all the way down to 0, all the way up to 256, which does allow you to do some pretty creative things. Beyond that, this is your vinyl. This changes your jog wheel from more of a digital to more of a vinyl. Typically, we just keep that on vinyl. And then this is your touch release for when you play or stop a song. So if I start a song with it tight, it's going to start right up as soon as I hit play. And as soon as I hit play, it'll stop. If we turn this up halfway, which is how I like to kill a lot of my current tracks that are playing, it'll do about a half a millisecond stop or play. Or you can go all the way up and make it extremely long to kill a song or build a song. So now we got the basic features and functions of our vinyl speed adjuster. Now onto the mixer. So the mixer is going to be a little bit more intense, especially if you've ever looked at one of these DJ decks and thought, holy shit, where do I even begin? Because trust me, everyone starts there. But my goal today is to get you as confident as you can be on a DJ board Alright, so on our main mixer, we're going to have two different ways of controlling our effects and our volume. So these are called faders. These basically go from 0 to 100, and it's the same thing with these knobs here. So if they're in the middle, they're at 0. These go negative 100. This goes positive 100. Or you can look at it as wet and dry. This is full wet, which means it's fully soaked in the effect, and this is dry, which means it's fully dry. There is no effect on it. So from here, this is your crossfader, especially if you're DJing on vinyl. This will be your main friend. These are channels. So this is channel 1, 2, 3, 4. These allow each one to play a song through them. So channel 1, channel 2, channel 3, channel 4. On each channel, you have the option to cue, which allows the song that you're going to be playing up next to play in through your headphones, which will be plugged in here or typically in the front of your DJ deck that you have. This is a low pass / high pass. I actually can control what this knob does with these four here. So depending on the mixer you have, you might be able to swap 2 effects, 4 effects, 8 effects, or it might just be a low pass, high pass. A low pass, high pass is going to basically cut off a lot of the low frequencies or the high frequencies on an EQ, so it'll sound something like this. So if we put a low pass on it, it's gonna sound like this. And if you put a high pass, it'll sound like this. A lot of bigger DJs like to do both of these at the same time, so something like this, so that they can fade out of one song and bring in the next. Alright, now that we have talked about the fader, the cue, which is your headphone, plugging in your headphones and listening to the song prior to playing it out, your low pass / high pass filter, and now these are going to be your EQ filters. So these are your low, mid, and highs. So before you ever bring in a song, I always typically recommend taking out your lows. These are your trim knobs. These are basically going to control your overall volume going out to the main master mix. So you always want these to match no matter what. Beyond that, this is just where the signal is going from the back of your mixer to your speakers. So these typically stay online unless you're on a festival or a club setup. Over here we have our booth monitor system. So if you got speakers on the right and left of you, you'll typically have booth monitors. So these are your booth monitors on your left and your right if you have big speakers and you're on a club setup. So you can control how loud those are. If you need to hear and you don't want to use headphones, you can use your booth. You can also control the slope of your fader, which is right here, on how sharp the volume cuts up. If you want it to just be a slow increase, or it can just go 0 to 100 right here. This is your channel fader to depend how steep the slope is. And then this is the type of curve you want it, if you want it to be an isolator or just like a regular EQ. Typically I keep them on EQ. These are going to be probably the funnest parts, which is why I said to stick around to the very end so you can learn all about the effects, tips, and tricks. This is going to be how you turn your effects on. If you see this flashing, your effects is activated. It'll affect any deck that is currently assigned to, which right now I have it assigned to my master. So any deck that's playing, this is my master. These are all the effects that are on my DJM 750 MK2. We have a delay, an echo, a ping pong, a spiral, a reverb, we have a transport, we have a flanger, a pitch, a roll, a vinyl break, and a helix. The top 3 I always recommend to start playing around with is going to be your reverb, so you can practice reverb throws, the pitch, so you can make things go up a little bit in pitch or down, or the vinyl break. All great effects. This is where you'll get a lot of creativity in your mixes. This is going to control the amount of delay you use. If you have 1/16, it's going to delay your song by 1/16. So it'll sound something like this. We're going to activate our effect and turn it up. If you want to loosen it up, you just do something like this. Don't forget to leave some comments in the comment section so I can answer you guys and help. Anything you guys need, I'm here for you. If you guys enjoyed the content today, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. Thank you, and I'll see you guys on the next one.